He said, you know you're my girlfriend, right?
She wasn't there for my one and only show.
Preference versus colorism.
You know I don't get jealous.
If I got it, I got it. Please.
It's the simple things that keep relationships going.
What's up, guys? I'm your host today. It's YLD, aka Young Love Doctor. Here on this show, we talk about everything that has to do with young love, young relationships, the struggles that come with that, as well as the passions thereof. All right, and today, to start off, we have two of my very close friends who we're gonna get into today with the show. Very first question that we always gotta ask here is, what's your relationship status?
Together.
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 In a committed relationship.
Tell us, how did you meet?
We met in college, freshman year. We met in the cafeteria. It was me and one of my best friends, and it was her and her roommate. And we just kind of were like, yo, they're sitting there having dinner together, we need to pull up on them. So we just pulled up, and we ended up just like clicking and talking after that. And yeah, that's how we met.
Who made the first move?
I did.
You made the first move?
Yeah. I mean, I just told you I pulled up on
Yeah. I was really gonna ask, like, how long did it take for you to like get to the point where you were like, okay, I know,
No,
I want to ask her, out. Or was it instant? Was it like that day you were like, oh yeah, I pulled up on her.
We pulled up to pull up, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you pulled up to pull up,
Yeah,
and
it wasn't
you weren't
like
gonna leave without a girlfriend. Does that make sense?
No, it wasn't a relation. I pulled up because I was attracted to it, right?
No,
like,
then when did you ask her out? How long did that? When did that come?
Relationship?
Yeah.
The official relationship, or what? Like when we started talking?
No. When you said, hey, like, I want you to be my girlfriend, and she said yes.
Yo, that was maybe it was a year later.
Oh, it was a whole year?
For context.
Oh, we need some context. A whole 12-month gestation period.
It wasn't 12.
It wasn't 12. Yeah.
We talked for.
We were on and off.
Yeah, we were on and off through our freshman year because like I was getting out of a relationship and like a high school relationship, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And then I like didn't want to be in a relationship just to like start college, so I was like just trying to see what was going on. So like we didn't just like jump right into it. I mean, what was your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we were on and off, making sure we were on the same page before we got into something more long term.
Yeah. I didn't want to commit with being on bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And she was like,
I didn't want him to.
She was like, get your head right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like if you want to do this, let's do it. But
to.
if not, like let's just like wait or whatever. Let's just like do our own thing.
Yeah.
But then I think at end of freshman year is when we started like locking in, and then we did like the long distance over the summer. And once I figured like if I'm doing long distance for this girl, like you know, then like there's something really here. And then when at the start of sophomore year, like a month before sophomore year started, that's when I was like, all right, let's be like official going into the year.
Right. You said when he asked me to be his girlfriend, he said, you know you're my girlfriend, right? And I said, you can't be serious.
That's flashy.
And this by the way, after I had taken the train 3 hours to Maryland to meet his parents, and he texted me that after, you know you're my girlfriend, right? Well, yes. I was at your parents' home.
This is a question I've been meaning to ask you guys for a while, actually. So obviously you guys are an interracial couple. And you guys are not the same race. And
right into it.
In this country, you know, like that can be a problem for some people. And especially those who are kind of stuck in a traditional mindset, like, you know, Joe, you come from a Nigerian household, and, you know, Lily, like, you know, you obviously have an Italian background. I don't know how the traditional landscape is there, but, you know, those are different cultures, right? And I wonder if there is some sort of clash at any point in time in your relationship between your friends, family, was there any pushback? Did you ever feel awkward at like a Christmas party, or, you know, like at any point in time, the fact that you guys are not in the same race, that posed a problem?
Hey, looking at me, you speak.
I got problems.
I mean, I guess there's, when you're starting something with somebody who you know is from a very different background as you don't want to pretend that that's not true, right? Like, I think it's something that's important to keep in mind, especially when you're talking about like cultural differences. Like, it's not just white and black, like it's Nigerian and it's you know, it's just keeping that all in mind when you start a relationship with somebody, I think is important, because you want to acknowledge the things about you that are different, because you don't take them into account when you're building a relationship. I think that you'll set yourself up for failure, but at the same time, I think that something that we found, at least throughout that first year of like getting to know one another, was like there were things that made us different, but there were also things that we had in common that put us on the same page, that made us very similar and similar minded. So I think that has been more important for us, at least from my perspective. And like in terms of Joe meeting my family, meeting my friends, like that's been the more important thing, is like these are the values that we share, rather than like we're from different backgrounds.
I feel like who you decide to be in a relationship with is a factor or a product of like a lot of different factors. One could be like your network, where you are in life, and like we love a lot of different people just like in our lives. Like we meet people, we have white friends, we have Indian friends, we have Hispanic friends, and like, you know what I'm saying, who you choose to latch onto is just like, that's just like what it is. Like I said, like it's just a product of like factors in your life. And like, yeah, I don't want to say there's been like pushback. Like there's never been a time at any point like my family's ever said anything, or like my immediate family's ever said anything, or like there's been like little comments or anything. Like I've always felt comfortable with all my friends as well. Like you might have some friends that like are on the, I don't want to say on the fringe, but like those that kind of like to poke fun or whatever, like, oh, like you would have worked or whatever, but like no one's ever like actually given me for anything, because like they kind of know who I am. You know, I know that there's some people that like when I be like, oh, I have a girlfriend, and then they like realize that my girlfriend's not black, that'll like catch people off guard, or like I'll see people like their face, they'll make it like a certain expression, like, and they're not even like on purpose, right? I'll just see like the energy shift a little bit, and you can see them like in their head, like their perception of you is changing a little bit, because they think that, oh, like Joe does this, he dresses like this, he talks like this, he listens to Afrobeat, whatever. They're not expecting like, oh, that I'm, you know, not with but like that's just, I don't know, like I said, like I'm just like an individual, like I just do what I want, like I love who I want to love, and that's just like
that's facts. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Preference versus colorism. I'm just dropping that out there. What do you think? And let me give you a real example. Very practical. Black men, for example, who, you know, like lighter skinned women versus darker skinned women, on both sides of the spectrum, you only like one or the other, right? Or, hey, I'm a white guy and I only date white women. I don't look at black women. Or like, you know, black women who are dating white guys and not black guys, etc. Like people who are just like, hey, like I just find that particular race, that particular look, that particular shade more attractive than others. Do you think that there's some sort of problem with that, or is that just a matter of preference sometimes, based on like how humans have different likes and desires from others?
I'll let you speak to that one. I don't know that that's my place.
You know, first in line.
I'm not even the right person to ask this question, because my street works both ways, right? The same way I just said, like I don't give a what other people think about I actually don't give a about people's preference, or like whatever. Like if an Asian man says like I only ever want to date, or like I'm only gonna marry an Asian like woman, I honestly don't care. Like that's just I'm not gonna use that line, but there's a J. Cole line where it's just like who you know what I'm saying, like who you have sex with, like that doesn't mean anything to me. Like whoever you choose to love, why you So like when you talk about colorism though, specifically, like when they're like some black men will be like, oh, only like light skins or only like dark skins. Yeah. Like that, I think just because of like our history in this country, and like the way how fair skinned people like across the world are viewed like higher class, like that just is what it is. Like darker skinned people across the world are treated worse. Then I think that's where it becomes problematic, because you're feeding into something that actually has like historical like implications. So like that's where I think like that's more of an issue. Like if I'm gonna go out and say like, oh, I only am going, and like usually when they do that, right, it's to like put the other side down, right? Like if you say I have a type, or like, oh, I only like brunettes or whatever, like I only like blondes or whatever. No one's really, like if a white guy says like I just prefer blondes, no one's gonna kill him for that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like I feel like when we get into the concept of like color, there's just so much more weight with that. So I like that. I don't know. That's just like where I leave it at. But
so describe a situation where that would be okay. Where can you envision this being like, okay, someone comes out and says that, and it's all right. Nobody on Twitter, nobody on TikTok is gonna flame.
I don't think you can say anything where nobody on Twitter would flame you.
That's also true.
I don't know. Everyone's gonna, like, it doesn't really matter because you can have person A and they might have all the experiences to back up. Like, if, let's say I grew up in an Asian community randomly, right? Like, I just happened, like, to have the one black family, like, that grew up around all Asians. And, like, a certain belief I have is, like, I feel like sometimes who you decide to date or whatever is also due to, like, your network, like, who you're around, right? So if you're only around Asians, let's say you might grow up and just be like, that's the culture that you were in or whatever like that was. Yeah. And you just be like, oh, I just found myself, like, attracted because, like, this is where I grew up in, like, this is kind of, like, all I know. Like, I know there are other black people out there, but just, like, whatever. It wouldn't be anybody's right to be like, oh my gosh, like, how could you not date a black woman or whatever? Like, that's just that person's experience. Yeah. It's just like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just someone's experience. Like, whether that's right or wrong, like, who cares? I don't know. Back to the main thing with me, like, I probably just don't care.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, a lot of the world does care, and it's like a lot of people have to, like, navigate the world's care. All right. Do you guys have each other's passwords?
No.
Well, that was a quick answer. Why don't you have each other's passwords?
Like, to what? Phone accounts? Like what?
Anything. Yeah. Phone account.
I think we both know the passwords to each other's phones.
I simply don't know the password to your phone.
Really?
No, you do, but, like, that's the thing. I knew her passcode as well for, like, the first couple years of our relationship, but, like, I, like, wouldn't internalize it. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you pass someone your phone and, like, you look and, like, oh, your phone locked, what's your passcode? She's not gonna come over and then be like, here. Right. Like, she'll just tell me her passcode.
I see.
But, like, everything else, though, like, no, because there's no point.
So you don't make a concerted effort to, like, hey, like, I need to know.
Yeah, no.
Right.
That's
it's not
how to access all of your private information.
It's like we're not intentionally keeping each other out of anything, but also not intentionally, like, having forced access.
No, I got you. It's very natural.
Yeah,
like if we share an account for something, then yeah, we both have the password.
So adults really don't care.
Yeah,
I like that. Is there any point in time that either of you ever feel jealous of each other or of any other person in your relationship?
I think jealous of each other in terms of the context of, like, oh, you're doing this, I'm jealous, doesn't so much make sense in the context of our relationship, because at least I feel like we're at the point where, like, a win for one of us is a win for both of us. We've been together for so long, share a house, like, all this.
Yeah.
Like, if one person's up, you're
well, that's how it should be,
up,
yeah.
You know?
That's not what I'm talking about. No,
okay.
No. If you guys should, like, no one should be jealous of another person's success, especially in a relationship.
Right.
I'm talking about, let's take an example when Lily gets a lot of attention.
Well, you do little activity, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Lily's walking around, she got this outfit on, you know what I'm saying? Some man looking at her, saying, hey, what's up, Lily? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? And do you ever feel, right, jealous at times? It's like, hey, like,
you know I don't get jealous.
Oh, really? What about you?
I'll tell you right now what I would say.
Huh?
If I got it, I got it. Like, please.
What does that even mean?
Nah, really.
If I got it, I got it.
See?
What does that mean?
Like, if that's me, that's me. Like,
what do you mean? If that's me, that's me.
If that's my girl, that's my girl. Like, I'm not gonna be just like if we go to a party or whatever.
Secured.
And there's like a lot of guys like trying to like, or let's say there's just like some guy that's like trying to talk to her or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I already know that's me, so like I'm not gonna start like grabbing and like, you know, when guys like start to hold their girl hostage at a party or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they start tripping or whatever, like
you gotta get involved a little bit with the handshake.
I just whatever. Like,
do you like being with your significant other like all the time? Or do you feel like there's like a nice in between where, you know, like you're not, hey, like this is a little too much, I need to back off. You know what I'm saying? You guys ever feel those moments?
This is like a big thing to think about when we decided to move in together, because I personally don't ever need personal space.
Okay.
From Joe. Okay. Other people, sure, but from Joe, I just, like, I'm happy to be with him all the time.
Just like me.
But he needs time to decompress, and that's fair. You know, everybody's
decompress.
Everybody's
Let's unpack
different
that.
needs.
Decompress to general. What do you mean? You need time to decompress.
Just like,
a lot goes on, and like a lot happens. I'm in the day to day, so.
So it sounds like you guys have a healthy balance, like, and understanding.
Sometimes we don't get the balance right. Sometimes I don't get the balance right. Because there are some times where I might be like a little bit too distant, depending on what that week or the past 2 weeks have looked like or what's just going on. Yeah. And she might need just like a little bit extra love, just a little extra squeeze or whatever. But you know.
It's important to communicate about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we had to kind of get sorted out before we moved in together, because you have to, like, that's an issue you confront every single day when you share a home, is like whether or not you always want to be together 24/7. Whereas like previously we could always just go back to our own spaces. So it's definitely something that requires some
I think that's just a common relationship thing. Yeah. I think just a lot of men, like when we go through shit, like we just kind of like to be to ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, you know? I'm pretty much the same exactly.
Yeah, so it's like, you know.
Like, I need some time to be like, bro, like, I'm too angry to communicate or be around anybody right now. Like, I'm not thinking rationally. And like, when I'm not thinking rationally, I don't want to be around anybody so that I don't do anything irrational to somebody else. So do you guys think it's okay for your significant other to find any other person attractive at all?
I think it's natural. Like I don't know that it's the most reasonable thing to ask, but I think it's about how they treat you when you're in a scenario that might be the case.
So what does that mean? Unpack that a little bit.
Like if somebody walked by who I thought was cute, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, that guy's so hot. Like or if there was like some context where we were talking about something like that, it's like providing reassurance to your partner that like, okay, I've made this observation, but you know. Yeah.
Can your spouse have a best friend that's in the opposite, you know, sex, or someone that they could potentially be attracted to?
I will say it isn't something that's really been an issue in our relationship.
Yeah. Do you guys have? Do either one of you would usually consider one of your best friends or your best friend to be opposite sex?
No, I don't.
So all your best friends are
all my closest friends are all guys. Yeah. I've had like, I mean, I don't know, like you've never had like a guy that was like that she was super close to that was straight, so that.
That's that's the difference though, right? That's true. My closest guy friend.
That's the difference when it comes to security between man and woman. Because like, if for us guys, like we're only gonna be worried if like he's straight, right? But if he's gay, then we probably just don't care. Yeah.
Alright guys, this is how this game works. Very simple. I'm gonna ask you a question. On the top of the whiteboard, write down the answer for your significant other. And then on the bottom, write down what the answer would be for yourself. Okay? Then we're gonna cross-check. Whoever gets the most right for the other person. That's simple. Okay? First question. What's the other person's favorite color? Alright? On the count of 3, flip your boards. 1, 2,
Are you going before it?
Sorry. It's a slow flip.
Blue for mine and green for hers, which is what we have.
Is that what you guys have?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have green?
Yeah, green's my favorite
color.
Green's your favorite color?
Blue is
okay. Alright, you both get 1 point. I confused myself for a second. I was like, wait.
Okay, so you want us to write bigger?
Alright, yes, we gotta write huge so that the camera can see it. Okay. Alright, what did your partner wear on the first date?
We have to decide what we're counting as a first date.
And you get 10 seconds.
My first date is an iron rooster.
I know what I wore. I don't know what you wore.
I have no idea.
What you wore.
I just have so many good clothes. It's like, I don't know.
Well, if he doesn't even know, how can my answer be cross-checked?
Nah.
I'll write what I wore.
Okay. Joe, what do you have for yours? What did Lily wear on her first date?
A small shirt.
Yeah, like I ain't had time to think about what it is. Like a little small like tank or whatever, and like some shorts. What'd you wear?
I wore a white tube top and a denim skirt.
Oh, you wore a skirt. That's the other thing I was gonna guess. Is a skirt.
Yeah, and I was wearing a white tube top, and I was wearing it under.
I feel like we could have used some more color in this.
I was wearing
t-shirt and shorts
under a white t-shirt at his parents' house. Because I was worried what they would think of me if I was there in a tube top.
See, she changed when you think about it. So that's why I didn't.
That's why I was never wearing.
He was wearing whatever.
What is their favorite movie?
I feel good about this for both of us.
One.
Okay, good.
Alright, okay.
3, 2, 1. Flip.
Oh, that's my
Ocean's
other
11.
favorite movie. That's my
She
other
has two favorite
movie.
movies.
Oh wait, what's the difference between The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises?
She's terrible. She's terrible. She's terrible.
So, Joe, what are you saying your favorite movie is?
Get Smart. She
That
has
is
two
my other
movies.
favorite
Ocean's
movie.
11 and it's Get Smart because she loves Steve Carell.
I do love
So you were deciding between Ocean 11 and Get Smart.
Okay, when somebody asks me what my favorite movie is, depending on how judgmental I decide whether or not I'm going to say Ocean's 11.
I feel like that counts. That's a
But
perfect joke. That's a
my
perfect
favorite
joke.
movie is The Dark Knight.
Okay, and I put Dark Knight Rises. I think we should both get half a point.
Oh, that's different.
No. It's actually extremely different.
No.
Extremely different. Right?
Oh, bro.
Dark Knight Rises is not the same thing. Because we've never even watched The Dark Knight Rises together. If your favorite movie is Spider-Man 2, right? And downright Spider-Man 3, it's not the same movie. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Okay, fine, then nobody gets any points.
Oh my god.
I get 2 points.
Throw her a bone.
You get 2 points?
Oh no, I get 1 point. I get 1 point, and you get a quarter point.
Oh my gosh.
You can't get half of that.
Oh.
What did you have written before you wrote Get Smart?
For some reason I had Austin Powers.
Is he serious? I've never even seen that movie. Take this one away, Chico.
What is their dream job? Dream career? Where do they want to be in 20 years?
Those are 2 different things.
I'm writing the whole essay right now, bro.
He is writing a lot of words.
Because I know you.
She wants to be a bud, but nothing.
That's crazy. No.
Here she goes.
Okay.
Just be confident in your answer.
I'm not, but that's okay.
I put an or just to cast a wider net for you.
This is not allowed.
Or.
Okay, wait. Then let me put a.
No. It's okay. I don't need a wider net. Okay.
You know exactly.
You know exactly. Just count it down. Just count it down.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Reveal. All right. Read out your answers.
Okay.
Read out your answers. So what do you think? What is it that you think Lily wants to be?
She. What's the abbreviation for it? ESL teacher. So she teaches Spanish-speaking children English. That is her dream job.
Is that what you're? Oh my god, you wrote that! And Lily, what did you think Joe wants to be?
I wrote musician. He wrote owner of record label or producer.
Yeah.
So close.
Close enough.
Okay.
Close
A
enough.
producer is a musician of sorts. So
you want to be like, you play some instruments, you like sing or something? What do you do?
Back in the archives.
In a past life, I used to make beats.
You used to make beats?
Yeah.
Damn.
He opened for Rico Nasty.
Actually? Oh yeah, you told me about that at one of your school events, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I was
cool,
abroad,
man.
so it's a sore subject, but it did happen.
She wasn't there for my one and only show.
Yeah. I was really sad I wasn't there. I did get a FaceTime call during it though.
Do you have like one of these beats for us? We can hear?
No.
Okay. Who is their favorite sports player?
She's lost.
He's lost in the abyss, bro.
just
exited the building, bro.
I'm just worried I'm gonna be really wrong. And then I'm gonna get roasted.
No, you have enough context. Like, I don't think you're gonna put an answer that's like so outlandish.
I don't think so either, but what if I don't know that I
But-
have one?
I put who I think is your favorite.
You put an answer?
Yes. 5, 4,
Wait.
3, 2,
Okay.
1.
Alright, flip. Oh, wait. Oh, Steph Curry. Oh, so it's Steph Curry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay, listen.
Coach who was not an athlete. So
I told you I don't really have an answer. I do like Serena Williams, but I don't. This is a hard one. I don't really have an answer, but I do love Coach K, so gotta stand by him.
she should not get a point.
That's kind of a point for her,
No,
though.
she should not get a point because she didn't even put an athlete. Like, that's just not.
Well, also, but does she agree? You wrote her favorite sports player is Serena Williams. Is Serena Williams? Can she be your favorite
I like
sports
Serena
player?
Williams.
But is
She
she
doesn't
your
have a
favorite
favorite.
person in sports?
I don't have a favorite, but she would. I would say she was up there on the top of my list. I really like her.
But you didn't write her.
Well, no, I wrote Coach K.
Yeah.
Because I
And
really,
who's
really
Coach
like
K?
Coach K. He's the Duke basketball head coach. For
Oh.
like 1,000 years until like last year.
I don't think that counts. that's
It's fine. That's okay. I don't want to.
No, that's it. All right, you.
I'm just proud that I did this.
That you got Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be the same answer.
Okay, all right. Can you say the other Can you say the other person's Chipotle order? Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right, Joe.
Can't read this.
What's her order?
White rice, black beans, chicken, lettuce, sour cream, salsa.
Is that right?
Close, but I don't get rice. I'm a no rice girl. And
How do you gonna miss that? I feel like that's like hella important.
Because I don't, because
If you get no rice.
really what happens is I don't really order for her a lot because like she doesn't really eat real food that much. And then number two, when we go to Chipotle, I end up ordering first.
Oh, so you kind of check out by the time you get it.
Yeah, like I'm by the time.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're already walking past. Okay.
Because I'm the usually
and you also don't get Chipotle.
Yeah, we don't, and we usually want pan. So like I'm already at the making sure like, oh yeah, that's her bowl too. So like I don't really know what's going in the bowl sometimes.
Yeah, no,
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Joe just has kind of a specific order, so I know it.
It's not too
The
specific.
only thing that I missed is I missed black beans.
So I'm brown rice.
Yeah.
I'm black beans, chicken, lettuce, sour cream, salsa, cheese, corn, a lot of corn, and the most important is two salad dressings.
2 dressings on the side.
2 dressings. You need the 2 dressings.
What 2 dressings you usually go for?
You just ask for dressing. It's the same one.
Like red sauce, like the red sauce.
No. Ask for salad dressing.
Actual salad dressing.
You literally just ask for
dressing. Salad dressing on Chipotle.
Yes, but it's a special kind of dressing, and it's really good.
I need to get that.
Yeah,
that makes me want Chipotle.
My brother put me on back in like middle school, and that's how I eat Chipotle.
That sounds fire. All right, and that concludes game time. Let's tally up the points. Looks like it was a draw. Congratulations to you. Okay, so now that brings us basically to the end of the show. Thank you guys for being here today. Really appreciate it. It's been a great first episode. Before we close, we want to know, is there anything that you want to leave the audience with? Any piece of advice? Any story that you'd like to leave off with? Anything you want to say?
I think if any advice, it's just communication is probably the biggest thing. It's the simple things that keep relationships going. So.
True.
That's it.
And pick your person wisely, because you have to want to communicate with them. You know, you gotta pick somebody that you want to do all the hard stuff with.
That actually is good advice.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
That actually is good.
Because a lot of people do be picking people that don't actually like them.
Yeah.
Or people that they don't like. Shout out to all my friends.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
Good night, New York.
Yeah, we'll see you next time on Relationship Status.